Concerns are growing over whether the game should even take place.
See, there is one there, isn't there?
This week on Euronews.
A third of world food goes to waste every year, and its production contributes to the global carbon footprint.
Could you stop telling me what you think?
Several initiatives to reduce this waste are underway across Europe.
Just leave me alone.
So let's find out about some of these initiatives this week on Farm to Fork on Euronews and Euronews.com.
It's not real. I have my Bible with me. I had it all the time. Well, fuck you. No. It's mine. Fuck you. Is that a fact? I'm sorry, I don't, but I'm sure it's a lot more knowing than that. I don't think you have unsophisticated views of things.
Welcome back to the program. The former policewoman in Minnesota has been charged with manslaughter over the fatal shooting of a black man, Daunte Wright. Matthew McCune has the latest.
Well, these charges are a hugely significant development on a
When did you would like to be reassured that she did real permanent harm to others, especially infants and children? Affirm, affirm. I ask that the statement be put into the record. Affirm, 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 affirm.
With the former police chief of Brooklyn Center saying that he believed a female police officer had intended to draw a taser, but instead pulled out her handgun and fired a single bullet which fatally wounded Daunte Wright. Well, yesterday, both that former police chief and the police officer, Kim Potter, who fired that weapon, were resigning from their positions. And many people, including the mayor of Brooklyn Center, Mike Elliott, said that they hope that these resignations would bring calm to the community. However, in a press conference, the mayor also reiterated that he would ensure that justice is served and that those people responsible for the death of Daunte Wright would be held accountable. Well, it's been announced on Wednesday by a Minnesota prosecutor that former police officer, Kim Potter, has now been charged with second-degree manslaughter, a crime that has a maximum prison sentence of 10 years. This latest development is hopefully going to ease tensions in the city of Minneapolis. But as we've seen from these pictures here, for 3 consecutive nights, protesters have been gathering outside this Brooklyn Center police headquarters, which has now been fortified for a concrete wall and a high metal fence. Protesters throwing projectiles towards the police, who responded with tear gas and with rubber bullets. Now, many people who have been gathering at these rallies, they do not believe the claims by the police that it was an accidental shooting. Instead, they say that the death of Daunte Wright is an indication of how slanted the American justice system is compared to those people in the black community. And those words have also been echoed by a number of high-profile politicians in the United States, such as Congresswoman Cori Bush, who said that the police actions at these demonstrations should also be looked into. The US President Joe Biden has previously stated that he understands the anger and trauma that black communities across America are feeling every day. And
you had bad intentions toward me from the start, and you betrayed my friendship.
But of course, this death, the death of Daunte Wright, is taking place in the same US state where it was just last year that George Floyd was killed by a police officer on May 26th. George Floyd's death, which sparked a global movement against racism and social injustice in a city that is already charged in its tensions between the police and between its citizens. So Minnesota prosecutors announcing that they are indeed charging that former police officer over the killing of Daunte Wright.
I don't know, I guess I don't.
Those demonstrations in Minneapolis
I don't trust it.
Continue for a 4th day.
What What's wrong with that?
He was just explaining there.
You can be a person who's sensitive and patient with,
On day 13, Judge Peter Cahill turned down a request to acquit Chauvin. His lawyer had said the prosecution failed to prove his actions killed George Floyd, but Judge Peter Cahill rejected the motion, saying some witnesses had argued Chauvin's use of force was
I thought it was unprofessional.
Currently,
I've never had it. Nobody has that.
The Olympic Games finally get underway in Japan with the COVID-19 pandemic delayed.
Your little rat problems.
To mark the milestone countdown, buildings and bridges lit up the Tokyo skyline. Earlier, the organising committee also
what were your problems?
on top of Mount Tako.
I wasn't jealous of you.
The statues of Olympic and Paralympic mascots at the Tokyo Metropolitan headquarters. While competitors themselves have been gearing up for
Not kind. You told me I was kind.
Olympic swimmer Farida Osman from Egypt.
She was flushed with heat. It's a really hot day, and I gave her a ride home in an unair-conditioned car. And she said that was very kind, or you're a very kind person, or something. When I get home, and she didn't want to walk in the heat.
So personally, I would say I feel like I'm confident enough in my training and I'm ready to perform.
So I had time, and the air conditioner didn't work, but at least she didn't walk home. One of those dilapidated houses on the river. She was renting, I don't know, with her boyfriend or something. The guy she's addicted to.
So I couldn't really practice for a while, and this is when I decided to leave the U.S. and go back home to Egypt, so I can be with my family around this difficult time, just like my comfort zone. So as the pools were closed, I tried to be as creative as possible. I was lucky enough to be able to access a pool really close to home, so I could
keep it
maybe
repressed.
go in certain hours.
You're having a good life, aren't you? You're having good days, no? You're doing well, aren't you? Well, no. You're doing well, aren't you? Well, no. Right, they didn't think my circumstances justify continuing. Therapy, I had 10 sessions, one shrink session, and he wouldn't help me wean off the Klonopin. So that's why I found it works and stuff. I bought some and I never took them.
I think a lot of people would
I don't know
definitely
if
say
it was poison.
we should be scared, but
It had the
I think,
action of MAOIs, I
everyone's
think.
doing their job and everyone's gonna try to be as
An
safe as
antidepressant. You
possible.
had to see how the sun,
Well,
stuff like that. I just didn't want to take it.
Before I go, and I think
But I
a
was in
lot of
favor of some of the
athletes are
older
planning on doing
antidepressants
so too.
instead
So
of
I think that
Prozac
might
and that
be
shit.
putting it a little bit more at ease, but at the same time, I'm personally just gonna try to be safe and
Right, well,
be in my own lane kind of thing.
But can you understand
pharmaceutical companies all around the world came up with it to